A blind hem is a stitch that's built into the machine and it comes with the blind hem foot. It is a stitch in row 1, stitch number 17. Now, if you didn't know that that was the blind hem stitch, let's start off with a straight stitch and instead use the sewing advisor. First, take a look at the fabric you're working with. This is a woven heavy, so we're going to go ahead and choose from the fabric row C. Then, from the technique row, select technique number 5. That's for the blind hem. And look, it takes you right to it. Picks the stitch, picks the foot, tells you what you should use, but more importantly, it will make sure that this stitch is set up for this fabric. That's the most important part. For example, if we had a slightly lighter weight fabric, the stitch width changes from 4 to 3 millimeters, making sure not to take as big of a bite into the fold. If we select a stretchy fabric, such as stretch heavy, look, it changes to the stretch blind hem, so we're properly set for whatever fabric we're working with. So I'm going to change it back to C, and now I'll show you how to fold the fabric. First, the blind hem foot is letter D. It has a big foot or toe on the right and a smaller toe on the left. And when you look at it underneath, one side is higher than the other, and that's going to help keep even pressure as we fold the fabric. Because on one side, you're only going to have one layer of fabric underneath the foot, and on the other side, there's going to be 3 layers. So first off, you're going to take your fabric and fold it up to the new hem size. Then you're going to fold it back. Now, usually I press in that first fold, but not the second fold. It's going to kind of look like this, kind of has an S shape to it. So if this was a pant leg, you're going to turn it completely inside out. You could even use the free arm of the machine just by sliding off the accessory box, and it would even fit around down below and easily glide through the machine. So to line this up, you're going to take the big toe and set it on the single layer side. That means when you lower down the presser foot, the fold guides right down the middle of the 2 toes. And that's all you have to do. I usually like to make sure I have a smaller needle on, so I'm making a smaller hole in my fabric. And then just go ahead and run that right on through. Now sometimes I like to hug that fold up against the foot toe here, so then that way you really get an even pressure all the way down. So here's how you know you did it right. And you can just overlap your stitches once you get around to where you started. This is what it's going to look like on the front. You've just taken a little tiny bite. That is the width of the stitch. That's why it changes to a smaller size when you work with a lighter weight fabric. It doesn't need such a big a bite. Now, on this side, if your stitches are consistent in size, you have done it right. If you find that some are big and some are small, well, we just need to work on how you guide the fabric through the machine. But this is a great way to do a blind hem. You've got the stitch and the foot with this great machine.